Hello. So in this video, I want to migrate an application and a database from on-premise to Amazon AWS cloud, right? So this is just like a spreadsheet showing like the details of the infrastructure on-premise, right? And this spreadsheet is very good because it's going to really help, right? Because we see the sizes of the application, the GB, the vCPU, the um, the total storage, and that will help in determining what size of EC2 we need to choose, what size of what size and type, right, of EC2, we need to choose like the type of EC2 EC2 instance type, sorry, and also the size of the database, right? So, and these are just the names. We are going to be using this, right? The region and the availability zone and all that. So I think this is just a very good one. So let me just get back to my console, right? So the first thing I want to do here is that I want to create the I'm going to be creating the VPC, right? So VPC is just going to help um, connection or communication between the infrastructures that will be running on AWS, right? So I'm going to create VPC, right? And I'll give it the name create VPC. I'll give it the name as it is in the spreadsheet. So I'm going to put this name here, VPC. So let me see. So before that, if you look here, right, you see something that normally if I choose this VPC and more, right, it's just going to provision the VPC and then automatically provision the subnets, right? In fact, it's going to provision 4 subnets, 2 subnets in one availability zone, a public and a private subnet, and then it's going to provision another 2 in another availability zone, right? I guess it's trying to ensure, um, you know, if probably maybe something happened in this availability zone, right? You can use this availability zone, this one here. So I think there's a name they call it high availability, something I think so. So also it's going to provision the route table, right? 3 route tables, and then it's going to provision the internet gateway, right? So yeah, so if we choose that one, it's just going to do all this for us. But let's choose this VPC only, and then we are tasked to do all the provision, the subnets, the route table, the internet gateway. So I'm going to put this name for the VPC. I'm just going to be um, copy and paste. Then for the cider block, I'm going to use this one, the IP range, and and best practice is since we are migrating from on-premise to cloud, we want to ensure that the IP range they don't overlap. The IP range, this IP range and the one on-premise does not overlap. And if maybe these are a multi-cloud um, project where you are deploying something in AWS and another thing maybe in Google Cloud, their IP ranges must not overlap. The IP range that I will choose for Google Cloud must be in must be entirely different or not in the same range with this one. So that's something to note. That's best practice. So we'll leave this tenancy, we'll leave this one this way, the way it is, and we just click on create VPC. Yeah, so we just click on create VPC. So the VPC have been provisioned successfully. Next, we are going to create subnets, right? So now this subnet that I want to create is basically, we are going to create 3 subnets, right? So one will be to kind of will be for the application. The other subnet will be for the database. And the third subnet will be to be able to connect, to be able to reach the application from the internet, right? So we have communication from the internet. So the first subnet, so let me click on create subnet. The first subnet is just going to be, I'll call it public subnet, public subnet. So let me put select. So the VPC I want to select now will be this one that I just created, this one. Then the name here will be public subnet. Then the availability zone will be US East 1A, right? US East 1A for the public subnet. And then the CIDR block will be a subset of the CIDR block for the VPC, right? A partition. So I think he's already given a suggestion. We're just going to choose this one. 0.0, um 10.0.0.0/24. So that's it. That's it. Then that's it. So I'm going to click on create. Then I'll click on next. So I'll choose this VPC, and then the name will be private subnet. So this is a private subnet. So, and then the availability zone will still be, so this subnet now, this one is for the application, right? Because the first one that we create was public, was to, so that we can access the application, right? From the internet. So, so US East 1A. Then now this one, the CIDR block have to be different, right? So, sorry, for this one, the CIDR block have to be different. So I'm going to choose, going to use this CIDR block. Paste. And yeah. So you see, this one, there's a 1 year, so it's different from the other one. Great. Then I'll create the third subnet. Okay, yeah, just wanted to be sure. So create the third, these are the 2 subnet that we just created. So create the third one, choose this VPC, and then third one will be also private subnet. This one now, this one is the one for the database. So private paste availability zone. The availability zone now will now be US East 1B. And the CIDR block will be 10.0.2.0/24. So, and then I will just click on create subnet. Okay. So the subnet have been created, and that's great. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to create the route table, right? So the VPC, the route table, then I'll also create the internet gateway. So the route table. So let me create, I'll click on route table. So before I create the route table, then I'll create the internet gateway. right? So I'll create the internet gateway, and so let me see. So create, okay. So I'll call it this name, internet gateway mob 3. And let's see. I don't give it any. So let me create, just put, yeah, just create it. And the next thing I will do now is I will attach it. So if you see here now, I say you can now attach to a VPC to enable VPC to communicate with the internet. So I will attach it, to this VPC that I create, attach internet gateway. Okay, so this is it now. So the state is attached, Okay, so now I'll come back to route tables. I'll come back to route tables, and so actually we are not actually creating a route table, right? Because when we created a VPC, it automatically created a route table, right? So if you look at it here, if I expand this a little bit, see that automatically creates, you see route tables, then you see a route ID, and then you see this. So what we are just going to do is we are going to click on it, and put this one by the side. So okay, so what we are going to do is I already clicked on it, and go back, route table. Now click on this. Okay, so that's I should click on. So now I'm going to ensure that users can access the EC2 instance, right? So what I'll do is that I'll click on edit route table, and then I'll add route, and then I will just put you know let me see. Mm, So this one will be from anywhere 0, 0, 0, 0/0, and then this one will be internet gateway. So I'm just going to choose the one that I created. So this is it. Then I'm just going to save the changes. Okay. So we've been able to create the VPC, subnet, internet gateway, and also a a route, right? This route here, right? So we are making good progress. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is to provision the EC2 instance, right? And also the RDS instance, the database instance. So I'm going to come to EC2, and I'm going to provision a new, so I'll launch an instance. Okay, so I'll put the name, this for the this to host the application, server. So I'm going to use Ubuntu, and I'm going to use the free tier, and the EC2 instance type, I'm going to use the T2 micro, and I'm going to create a key pair, right? I'll create a new one, create a PEM, Let me put a KPI name. EC2 SSH. So let me create that. I need to put it somewhere. And so where should I put it now? Okay, let me just put it in desktop. So this is Shegun Texas Christian University desktop. So I'll just keep it here. Okay. Well, I'll just put it there. And so after that, then I'll come to network setting. I'll edit this. So the VPC, I'll choose this one here. And the subnet, I'll choose the public subnet, right? So that we can access the application from the internet, right? So for the auto assign public IP, I will enable that. And for the firewall rule, I'm going to create security. Let me see. Hmm. Okay, so I think here, inbound security group rules. So we have this. So I'll create shoot, let me create another one. Okay, so I'll add security group, right? So this for the firewall, for the firewall rules. So I'll just come down here, add security group, and then I'll choose TCP, and then the port will be port 8080. So this one will be, I'll put 8080, and then the source type will be from anywhere, for what we are doing now. In production environment is not encouraged to do that, So for the security group name, I'm just going to use this app 01. Hmm. And for this one also. Okay, so I think everything looks good. Just check to make sure. Public IP EC2 SSH. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to create my instance, launch instance. So once this is launched, I'll go and create the successfully initiated launch of instance. Okay, so I'll go create the RDB instance, the database, RDB, RDS, sorry. So then I'll come to create database. I'll use my SQL. I'll use the standard one. And for this one, the engine version, I will use let me see, 5.7. Okay, use this one. We use the free tier. Just leave the engine, the current one there. Use the free tier database instance identifier. We use this. Okay. Then for the credentials setting, I'm going to use admin for, admin. And then for the master password, I'll use admin 123456. So that's just again. And then for this one, I'm going to use the T2 micro. T2 micro. For the T2 micro. All right. So let me choose this. So I need to choose T2 micro. Okay. Problem. Okay. This one, I think is okay. Storage is okay. Don't connect to EC2 instance. Okay. For the VPC, we choose the one that we created so that database can connect to the application that will be on the EC2 application server. And for the, let me see. Okay, choose this one. What is subnets? Let's leave this one. Public access, we'll leave it as no. Security group.
Bill saying that the Amazon RDS feature is an issue that your company could have, and then you could either just change the VPC production one, and then here on the to pay for RDS usage, we're going to go with the free tier. This is the free one, right? And here give it and DB down the hours that my favorite using for the back one, right? DB type this, right? Just class, make sure that you are with the DB T2.
Everything looks good. Everything looks good. And I'm just going to create database. Selecting this option is required for the engine version you choose. For MySQL engine version earlier than don't support the newest generation instance class. What instance class did I choose? 0.17. Okay, so making progress. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me come back to, so we are done now provisioning the EC2 instance and the um, Amazon RDS, right? So now what we want to do is we need to, let's come back to the Excel sheet. So if you look at the next one, this is the next sheet, right? So we need to install all this to kind of prepare the environment to, on the EC2 instance, to be able to, um, you know, host the application. So we need to connect to the EC2 instance, right? And then run this command, right? So I'm going to come back to the so EC2 instance, let me check EC2, click on it. Then I need to get the public IP address. And yeah, this is a public IP address. Copy that because I want to connect remotely. So I'll use git bash. So yeah, so now I need to I need to go to where I saved the SSH key, right? So because I need to connect, I need an SSH key. To connect remotely, I need a key here. So I saved it I saved it in desktop. So let me see. Saved it here. So this was where I saved it. However, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come here. I'm going to come here. User say in AWS. So I'm going to delete this one. This one I created it some time ago. I'm going to delete this one. Then I'm going to copy that one the one that I created. Is it's this one. This one I created it. Cut. Then I'll come here. Then we'll paste it here. Okay. So I'll move from OFESE, then I'll switch my directory to AWS, and then inside there I have this key so that everything will work well. So let me see, CD AWS. Okay, yeah. So now let me connect remotely. So let me check what is inside there. Okay, so the key is there. So let me connect now. Since the operating system is Ubuntu, so I'll do SSH at Ubuntu right? Then I'll do so let me see. So there's gonna be Ubuntu at the public IP address. And then I have I, and then the SSH key, which is this one. It's to SSH dot m. So that's it. I made a mistake here. Should be SSH. Okay. So hopefully, let's see. Yes. Okay. So I've been able to connect remotely. I've been able to connect remotely to my EC2 instance. Great. Great. That's good. So yeah, so I ran this command sudo app update to update the software and the operating system and all that. So next I'm going to run this command. Yeah, so because I want to install the application dependencies. So I'm gonna run this one. Take a while. Just gonna pause the video. Pip store Python pip. Next one is this. So the last one there is to unzip, be able to unzip files. This one, is it? Surroundings. Then this one is to be able to unzip here, to be able to unzip files. So let me see. I'll just run it again just to make sure. Okay. So, okay. So then I'm going to run the next line of command. Then this one. So next, we are going to run the pip install Flask. So this down here. So Flask is a lightweight web framework written in Python, and it allows developer to build web applications using Python programming language. So it says error externally managed environment. This environment is externally managed. Try app install this. If you wish to install a non-legal package. App install Python 3. Okay. So, so we are going to run this command. And this one. Right. A 3 install Flask. Yeah. So I'm still having this problem. So um, I think basically what is left is once I'm able to figure this part out, um, the next thing is to install my client's installation. So, or let me see. Yeah, so since that is not working, I'm just going to show the other steps. So this is currently where we are. We're having problem, right? And then once you're able to fix all this, like all these commands are able to run, you have to run the the sudo apt-get install MySQL client for the database, right? Then we go live, right? Then we create a security group, right, for the RDS. Um, yeah, so basically, yeah, we do that. And let me see. So once all that is done, we will get back to our VPC, um, VPC, and then basically want to come to security group. Is it security group? And then for this one that was created, this was one that was created during the when we are provisioning the RDS, right? So we edit it because we want the application to be able to connect to the RDS. So if you look at it now here, um, inbound rules. So we have this, right? So click on edit inbound rules. We just have this. So want it such that um, you know, the we can, how will I say it now? We can write to the database from the internet, right? So we have to add a rule, right? So so what we are going to do is that we are going to remove this. So because we want traffic should be able to come from the public, right? So for this project, in production environment is not really advisable. So and save that, and so let's see. So yeah, so now we'll come back to our EC2, right? And we'll download some, come back to EC2 and we'll download some the application files and the dump files. So EC2 will, will connect remotely again, take the public IP into Git bash. Yeah, I think we already connected. Yeah, so we just download the source file. Um, we're going to load this. Yeah, so I downloaded this file, and then I'm going to download this one. Let's do, I'll zip it. Mm, well, I want to connect to the MySQL server. That is the AWS RDS. So what I'll do is that I'll let me see. I'll copy this command or use this command. Yeah. So I'll replace this part with I'll replace this part with the RDS endpoint. So come back to RDS. Hmm. So this is the endpoint. Is the endpoint. Copy it. Come to my now replace it. Paste. That's it. So copy into git bash. Paste. Probably is because of the problem that we have previously. Probably. But the reason is because we are not able to solve this problem previously, right? The dependencies issue. So normally what this should do is once I run this command, should now bring open, like I should be able to enter the password, right? The admin 123456. Then after that, then I'll just run some other, show database, create database and all that, run all those commands and then, unzip the wiki app.zip and open the wiki.py file, right? And then change the host name, the MySQL host name to the RDS endpoint, right? And after that, just check if everything is working well and go to the public IP of the EC2 instance and, add, column 8080, and, just pull up the application. So that's just it. Yeah, that's just it. Thank you.